Yo, what's going on, guys? Thank you for listening. This is CONZOL FM the radio. Please just rapidly let me check my voice that is it okay or not. So today we have a lots of things to talk about, and yeah, in the recent newsletter, I just talked about what I'm going to talk about in this radio show, but my voice again cannot be checkable, but and just re-upload the page. So please give me a second just to do this now. So I just look at it. Okay, it's okay. Please give me another second. I just have to deal with my dog. So yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, please give me a second. Yo, I am back. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, I just talked about what I'm going to talk about now, and this is about who is God, what the fourth dimension is like. And yesterday I talked about the fourth dimension, but when I just did that yesterday, I just didn't had that knowledge I had now. I just understand not only fourth dimension, but who God is in reality. I just did some researches, and I watched really good YouTube videos about these things. I mean, I watched YouTube videos about the dimensions, but that time I realized that what's going on, really. So yeah, I just don't really know that where can I start, but I think it would be good to start from the beginning. But now I can check my voice. Okay, my voice is okay. So who is God? You can ask me, and you can also tell me that I cannot tell you because who else would tell it? But this is like physical reality. This is like maths. You can calculate with things. You can calculate things and get results. So who is God? And how can reality exist? How can God exist? So let me tell you from the beginning. Start this journey from the beginning. So firstly, before God existed, there was darkness. And literally, time don't exist that all in that form we know it exists, but we can tell that time exists outside also, but it is different. This time we are in it right now. This is our physical reality, this third dimension. This time is is a stopper that just showing us how something ends and how things end. It is about end. This is this type of time we are here right now in the third dimension. This time is about passing. But there is another time that also going in line next to this time, so it is also going on. But this is what I call God time, because where God lives. So basically, where God lives, there are no beginnings, there are no ends, and it just goes in circle. It just goes in circle. So we cannot really say that God had a start. He had a start, but he had a start. So when he just started to exist, he just had seen the previous times already. You understand me? It is just a circle. And so before God existed, there was only darkness. Only darkness and nothing. I mean, not really darkness, but let's say that there was nothing. And the opposite of God, because God is the existence, and the opposite thing of the existence is nothing, right? So for God, to being possible to live or exist, he just have to break out from the darkness fully. So that means only one God can exist, because if something like this can happen, that God born, then he has to override nothing. So he have to be the opposite of nothing. But I know that lots of you don't understand me right now, but chill, because I explain it to you. But it's really so hard to do this. So nothing existed first. And God is limitless. God has no limits. Why? Because nothing had also no limits. Because limit is a created thing. The only creator is God. Every limit you see in your life, that is creation of God. So nothing had no limits. But it was nothing, so nothing was in there. But because it had no limits, let's say that God just it is lighting a lighting bulb, but you cannot do this until you cannot just make God born until it is not the pure version of itself, let's say the complete version of itself, and because of this only one God exists. So there was nothing before God. And God just simply, because nothing had no limits, God just simply wanted to become. And maybe he tried for some times, but for this to do that, he had to just override nothing. And I guess that he just tried it lots of times, and it just didn't happen. But it was not a conscious. It was not a conscious decision, guys. It was not a conscious decision, because it is just a possibility of. This is just a cause of the limitless of the nothing, but it can't be something. So we can say that the reason God exists is by an accident. Yes, is by an accident. The accident that one time when God, because the nothing has no limit, God just could born, and at that moment he just born, and yeah, he just became from energy. And yeah, this radio show will be long, but this is the most crazy radio show I bet you ever heard. This is just sheer. So God just simply became. Let's imagine that he's from energy, and energy is undestroyable, and he just became. So how good do he look like? He looked like a sphere, a globe, okay? And he was from pure energy, an existence in itself. And in the first times, God not really was sentient, not really was conscious, because God is made from energy. And what energy is? We can say that classical energy we know in the physical world, that physics teach us, that is also energy. But energy is the material of God and material of all existing things. And this is a really interesting thing, because you can feel energies. Let's say that you like cherry Coca-Cola. You like it because also like it not only for the cherry taste, but for the energy itself. That is a real energy, okay? That is a real energy, but we cannot perceive it in this third dimension reality fully. I mean, we can sense it. We can sense it in our mind. And you can put energies together, and this is memories. When you have nostalgia, That is because in the nostalgia you feel different types of energies connected to each other, forming a big energy, and that is your own energy. So energy is like Lego. This is the energy is like bricks, and God in the first beginnings was built. The energies just had to build to each other. Energies of things, yeah, energies of things. This is really weird to say, but yeah. And I think there was also energy of the consciousness, energy of the creation. So these are just when God just became, they just beat together, and because energies, the number of energies and possible outcomes and possible knowledge are limitless. Energies, but just being put together until it became unconsciousness, because it can happen. And God just became, and God is growing every time. He just became larger and larger. He just became larger and larger with time. That means he just collecting and exploring new and new knowledge every time, new and new energies every time. And so yeah, if we talk about spiritual evolving or collecting knowledge or having experiences or doing things, this is limitless. It has no end, never. And also afterlife also has no end. This just goes in circle, like days and nights. Do not think that afterlife is not something like this happening right now, and do not think we are not in the heaven right now. So continuing, God just became, but he was just being built those energy bricks to each other until it just became that conscious creator God. And the reason also, just to mention it, the reason why God is ethical and good is because he is the only one, like I said previously, he is the one who just ruled the opposite of existence, the opposite of God. So I mean overcame. So yeah, he is just good. And yeah, let's just continue. So God just do not have to fear about that another God start to exist, because he is the only one God that just earned that thing that he just became. So God in the first times became, started to collect energies and knowledge, energy bricks and knowledge also, and then with time, with really long fucking time, I talking about billion years at least, he just became enoughly smart and conscious to just doing godly things. I don't really know what he did in his times, in his prime age. I cannot really know, but you may wonder then, what is God reality? And from this part, things just getting even crazier. So if you think it was crazy what I just told you in the past 10 minutes, then prepare yourself. I also making my preparations because I have to smoke a cigar now, because this is going to be crazy. This is going to be fucking crazy. So yeah, God is a virtual reality made from energy, and God was complete. That means he really know really sorry. So God really had no God around him. Only thing, but he was complete. Why? Because he just could separate himself to more gods and doing god things. So basically, he could just make another gods. And there was a point when living like these separated versions of God and living this godly life just simply uh, wasn't enough, because the other gods God just created wanted to become equal to God, and I don't know that who really wanted to do these things firstly, God or other gods, but we just basically talking about the same person, so we can say that the only one who wanted all this happening right now was God, but he just really wanted this as another God also. But the main thing is God just started to really splitting himself to parts. So I just told you that he just started to become collecting energy bricks, and he's also growing. So just became bigger, okay, with the energy in it. And the more larger you are as an energy being, a godless being, then more knowledge you have. And I talk about these things later, because I also have to talk about mention some things. Please give me a second. So God was like, it is time to just make equal, unique other gods like him. Okay, right? He just did them. He just started to rip parts from himself, and they were the new gods. Okay, and yeah, the reason there is a reason, because so because God just only can born once, and he already born. He just he just cannot make another God born, being born. One thing he could do is making another God from him, but these are the same gods. I mean, previously were, because they are just rip apart from him. But the main thing is that because these gods were being made just randomly, I mean, they just don't became and never became. They had been made, okay? And because of this, if we would just let them live, with time they would go crazy, and most importantly reject reality, okay? Because they don't really wanted to become. I mean they wanted to, but they just didn't born. And also they are just different, because they are not the original God. They are not the original. And if we talk about good God, one can exist from it, and one exists. Another one just cannot exist from the same proceed. Okay, so because of this, God, these gods God made had to learn. Okay, and yeah, now some of you, a lot of you, start to realize that what is going on right now. Okay, so yeah, and how God learns really in schools, and planets are schools for I mean, yes, for gods, for these gods, but let's say spirits, okay? And if you're born to a planet, let's say now this planet Earth, if you're born this planet, this is with a reason. If you want to talk about that, why somebody born to Earth, I can tell you the reason you born to Earth, and these are also not religious shit, these are just logical shit. And do not think that real life schools that were not made by the inspiration of God's word, because they were made. The schools were made, they just copied the God's doing, okay? Think about this. So yeah, each planet is a different school, and until you not finish a school, you cannot leave it, okay? And until you're not finished, you just cannot pass the test. I mean, this is not really about tests, but realizing things. And Earth is a school for not uh, young gods, so not young spirits, but older ones only. So really young spirits, none of them here on the earth. I'm just telling you because this is a hardcore planet, and also the most hardcore home planet in the universe. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but sorry, I just told it to you so logically. I just don't cannot prove it, but every science shows that this is true. And I don't say this is the hardest planet, but the hardest home planet, the hardest school planet, okay? Because if you are in a school, you just want chill, okay? So normal schools, normal planets have peace, okay? They just live the life and learn on the planet about things. And yeah, you just born here to the earth as a spirit, and until you just cannot solve this existence on earth, until you just don't pass this school, you just reincarnate here again and again. You just reborn here until you just don't and why you are here, okay? Let's talk about why you are here. Sorry, I'm just drinking. So there are different reasons people born here, and also you decided to born here. Most of the people just they decided to born here, and before your each life you decide where you born, okay? So you just decided to mostly I mean the most people just decided to born to earth, not all of them but most of them. And before each life you decide which parents you choose, you decide which family you are in, you decide what problems you had in your life, and yeah, your previous memories are saved in your mind. And that means they are basically look like they are deleted, but no, they are saved. So with drugs you can call them up, or spiritual practices, or even hypnosis, okay? So but if you do this and telling to people, do not be surprised if they handling you as a fool, okay? Please give me a second. So what is earth for? You can ask it, because this is a really terrible planet. This is a really terrible planet, but you can ask that then what is the case? A soul, a spirit just comes to earth to learn that making riot against God and fighting with God is meaningless. It's just a stupid thing to do. And the people just there are lots of people coming here with different purposes. One purpose is to just make sure that in the future he as another reincarnation or spirit, he just want to fight against God. So he or she just born in this planet to make sure that in the person's God life in the future no problem is going to happen like this, because if someone passes Earth, the person just not going to have these issues in the future as another reincarnations. And I can understand in some parts why. But there are also other persons born here, those who became bad versions of themselves, fought against God, made riots against God. And riot is important thing, because this is mostly about riots, because Earth is a planet where you can make riots, you can fight with the system. Okay, you understand, right? So yeah, this is the thing that lots of people, and also there are people who just did terrible things, and they are just born here, and they didn't choose to born here. This is fucked up. And yeah, this is the main three versions born here. But there are also other versions to born here. But the main thing is you chose your life before your life starts. The big elements of it, the big aspects of it, okay? This is your choice. Your life, your destiny can be changed in little parts, like you ate an apple or you eat a steak at that Friday party when you fucked your ex-girlfriend or something like that. But the main your main destinies cannot be changed. Those the important things you chose. Okay, this is about like this, and yeah. So people just born here to just passing this planet, to not be not stepping on the bad side again, or make sure that they won't go to the bad side. And yeah, and now can ask me that what if I pass this planet, where I go? I tell you now where you go. You go to the at least to the fourth dimension at least, but there are also fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension, eighth dimension, ninth dimension, and 10 dimension. Okay, there are 10 dimension. I mean 10 dimension. We can just describe it. So yeah, lots of people telling that there is an 11 dimension, and that is God. But we are not at the end what we're talking about. And no, I don't turn to this fourth dimension thing yet, because I didn't told you that what is it like to being God or being on the afterlife where we're going to eventually be. So God, and now what I'm just telling to you, I bet this is the craziest thing one of the craziest thing you ever heard in your life. This is sure. So God, please give me a second. The reason because God is a high dimensional being, it just means that God in a globe, in a sphere, can look at all of the heaven in the future. Because he is a high dimensional being. But there is no God. I mean, in the heaven there are the gods, okay? And God can look at them from a globe and yeah, managing things. I mean, he is in a sphere, and yeah, because he is a high dimensional being, he just can see it everywhere. Like, because you are a third dimensional being, if you just look at a two-dimensional being, that two-dimensional beings can hide from each other, but never can hide from you. And also, if we can hide from each other, but never hide from a four-dimensional being, because a four-dimensional being can look at us, because he's a high dimensional being, can look at us like God look at the similar, like how God can look at the heaven. So yeah, but God not really exists at all. I mean, God in that meaning is a lobby, because there was never any God. Okay, there was never I. That word I does not exist. Okay, God is a lobby. Yes, this is also terrible and ridiculous to say, but God is a lobby of. I mean, there is one God, but there are lots of, but they are all the same person, but not even, but they are. This is the hardest thing you can understand now, but I trying to explain it to you. So God, this is like, so in afterlife. Let's say in afterlife, just to make an explain. In afterlife, we all have we can each person can be and doing what he wants to do, she wants to do, but can go to this God vision and check other things, and every people can do this, and they can do this as the same person. A library, a lobby. It is just so fucking weird to talking about a godly being as a lobby, but he is really, this is because, yeah. And all of you listening this are me, and we are the same fucking persons. And yeah, this not means that, I mean, we have a closest connection than twins, okay? We all people have closest connections than twins, and this is what people don't really understand nowadays. And this not means that we are stick together, and but meaning this that in afterlife and in before these lives on this planet, and also we was just one, but we are different because God is a lobby. God is the server one on Minecraft, okay? God is the lobby in the Minecraft servers. But God is only one, but never was one because God is lots of gods at the same time. So yeah, this is just about to share the hyperdimension, and not really hyperdimension because we can just say super hyper ultra dimension, but it is far more than that because basically this is just the last dimension. And yeah, now there are also really interesting things like how these all things can happen. I mean, I can say to you that you chose your life, so do not worry about it. And yeah, there are also lots of things. Then I have to afraid. I have to feel fear about my life. What is going to happen with me? These are questions in our head, but it seems like that. Also, we can say that you chose your life, and yeah, it was a conscious choice, and you just don't want things happen to you, and you didn't want it before before your birth time. You still don't want, and they are just won't happen to you because you never wanted and never want. And it seems like that people with bad and terrible experiences, it seems like that they are just chose those experiences. But this is already a theoretical thing. I just want to figure it out that why those enlightened people are so fucking happy. Because just look at an enlightened monk. I mean, those people who know what I'm talking about. Lots of you don't know what enlightened means, but if you know, just look at them. Why are they so happy? I mean, are they strong? I mean, you have to feel fear in this life, okay? Because you are not strong enough to protect yourself from bad things, okay? A strong person can be really calm because if you feel fear, you cannot be calm, okay? But look at these monks. Are they strong? They don't even eat an apple a day, okay? What makes them this happy? And also, are they super smart? No. Are they super spiritual? No. And also, enlightenment can be heard as a kid also, and huge change that in other planets in the universe where peace is already happening, that the children already enlightened, and also then the monks in this on this earth also telling that lots of spiritual children just being enlightened at a young age. So I'm just wondering about that, why these enlightened people are so fucking happy, because they are not strong, they are not super smart, but then what makes them this happy? If they're not strong to handle life and not super smart to handle life, then what makes them this happy, this calm? I mean, it would be okay if they are just happy, but they are calm, man. They are super calm because they are enlightened. They just figure it out more than I told you now. These are logical and later provable, but I mean, lots of information from them provable already, but not me, the one who just doing this for you. Please do not test something like that to you, because I don't wanna have any issues. If you are curious, do it yourself, okay? And I recommend to not publish it. So yeah, there are lots of things going on. Please just give me a second to just light up my cigar. And yeah, there are also 4 dimensions. I mean the 4 dimension. There is also the 4 dimension I wanted to talk about. The 4 dimension. So the 4 dimension is really not about physical reality. I mean, it is about physical reality, but physical reality even not about physical reality. It is not a material. Physical reality is just a dream, but most importantly, a vision from your eyes. So we can say that in half, you form reality right now. In the 4 dimensions, you can just really go more in this field, go more in this time, and do not think it is not similar like third dimension, because let's say 2 dimensions, then in the third dimensions, the 2 dimension vibe just, it is a feature, okay? The 1 dimension is a feature that is also in the two dimension, and the 2 dimension is also featured in the third dimension, and the third dimension also featured in the 4 dimension. In the 4 dimension, you can just morely, you can just twist your fuck out in time and space, okay, man? You can just twist out the motherfucking field from itself. Let's say there is a two-dimensional being with their with only half face. So the his face is only in half. The left half, there is no face, okay? You can, as a third-dimensional being, just flip that being. What they realize that his face is flipped, okay? The right side is now already on the left. And a four-dimensional being can do the same with you. We just one rotate. Also. So your heart from that moment going to be on the right side. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about. This is how crazy it is. And this is only even the 4 dimensions. And dimensions are features in each dimension. And God being and dimension being is about simplicity. And we can now imagine God life and how God can focus on everything. But let's say that he cannot really focus fully on everything. This is a bullshit. He can split himself up to do this, okay? What he can really do as a one person, managing all things. And yeah, because he's just in a globe. I can, by the way, I can say she also. I don't know why language English, why is this so fucked up, but let's say he, because this is the main English, okay? Everybody understands. And yeah, God, and because we are at the genders now, God, a woman and a man also, and you are not your body. And yes, in the afterlife, you can have this body also, but you can have another body. You don't need to have body at all, because the main thing is that God just basically made the universe to as a big school for separated to small schools to the spirits. Please give me a second. I'm just lighting up my cigar. This is the craziest CONZOL FM radio show yet. So God made the universe to the souls to learn, but there was no matter at all in it. There is no matter. We know. When I talk about matter, I talk about everything around you. Matter, sand, rock, and the other things. So there was no matter. There was only energy. Okay, there was energy only. Only energy beings, because you are energy being and I'm also energy being. But there was no matter at all. Only energy beings in an energy field universe. And also planets not really was like these. I don't know that how planets look like, but I don't know. So yeah, there was no matter at all, and there was no behind control at all. Yes, behind control. What I'm talking about when I say behind control? Shadow control. Yes, there are a shadow control now. This is so mysterious. I'm going to talk about pretty soon, a bit later, but let's just say finish what I'm talking about right now. So there was no any control. Only the souls just to learn. But I cannot prove it to you, and I don't know how this exactly happened. But guess what? Just a riot happened against God, and then another one, and then another one, and lots of riot just happened against God because the souls just wanted to be free, okay? And until, I mean, if all souls would make a riot against God, if all souls would do this at the same time, they can make it happen. But there were souls that they just didn't agree in this, so it just didn't happen to just replace God. But this was not good that this happening, because there were morally high intelligent beings also, like the mortal ones like we are now currently. So in purpose to not have these many of riots, they just made matter. I mean, the most logical thing is that God ordered them to make matter, and make planets like the way they are, and also there is a shadow work behind by these godly angelic entities. There is a shadow work, a manipulated process in case of learning with the best quality. And that means if we on this planet cannot reach the mind level we have to reach as a society, but we just still like this, I mean, we just finished our tasks on this planet already. I mean, this society is over. I mean, this society is prepared to switch to the next level of society. But if we can, the angels just simply cannot help us. I know this sounds terrible, but if we just going on a downfall, we just become more evil and evil because of this. Learning cannot be maintained anymore, and the angels just going to destroy us. Yes, they just going to destroy us, and they already planned to destroy us, guys, ladies and gentlemen, in 2012. Okay, they just simply didn't did that because they see hope in this humanity. This is what Maya's visioned, because they didn't vision at all. They were just told. So yeah, guys, 2012. It was the plan for Verda and to happening the end of this school. And you can ask them, if Verdant comes, then where are we going to learn? Another planet, to a new planet on the edge of the universe, because we are not on the edge on the universe anymore, and we are just not have to be here, and also because yeah, lots of going on if we are just more closer to the universe. And we can say also that if UFOs are there next to us, they just don't really want us to being here, because if you live in a street and terrible family lives in your street also, it just ruins your life on the street where you live. So it just don't seem like they want us, but the angels work to decide to what's going on. But if we just don't learn, but rather be more evil, we have no place here. And because they control reality in shadow, one thing they can do, the best thing they can do, is make an apocalypse. I know it sounds terrible. This is a lot more mysterious than it really is. And you cannot say that this is just a nonsense bullshit, and we cannot prove it because we can prove most of it. But again, please do not ask me to do this, because not me the one who doing this. Not me at all, because yeah, these are real things, guys. These, ladies and gentlemen, these are not theories, but people just cannot really understand that if they would make the needing researches, they would also have a look at things as they are. This is a logical consequence, nothing more. Only this. This is like looking at the sky and telling that the rain is falling or not. If you see something, that something is there. It just depends on you that you look at that thing I talked about and realize that wow, this is here, or not, and telling that you are stupid, you are talking stupid things, you are a fool, and lots of you just going to do this and already doing this at this right moment doing this, and I'm just telling this. But yeah, these are just hidden knowledges. All religion knows about it. Almost all governments knows about it. Yeah, and I also can talk about this, that all religions and all governments knows about this. But let's say I'm a fool. So yeah, they just make control in shadow. But yeah, they are not bad, and we are an evolving civilization, an evolving society, and yeah, in an evolving society, outsiders just cannot do things, just cannot going here, just cannot disturb us. This is love. I mean, you can say this is a theory and I don't know, but explain me that how is this possible that lots of UFOs around us, lots of proven UFOs around us, and they just don't go in here and help us, okay? And we also see that they are good. So they have a force that keeping them back from going here. And that is only one thing can be. Only one. Love. Or we are smelly. Maybe we are so smelly, but we are not the ones can smell it. And this is the reason. But I think not. So they are just cannot go here and cannot help us. They can help us in one way. If 51% of the population agreeing with this. Okay? This is the only way. And there is a high chance also that Jesus existed, and Jesus exists until this day. Yeah, we can talk. And also, what religion is talking about? The prophecy, the word end, okay? Kali Yuga end is something like that. Biblical word end. The the second coming of Christ. These are all the same things. This apocalypse is maybe or not maybe going to happen, but the main thing is that the word end is going to happen now. But we don't know yet that it will be good or not. Okay, we don't know yet that the word end, the previous word end and the new comes, or the previous word end and we end with that also. And yeah, there is a new planet where you can born, and you're going to born if you just don't finish this earth. And yeah, on that planet you can form axes from wood and stone, because you start from the stone age. Because when would you start? I mean, time required yet, right? They just cannot put you in an enough level society. It just don't make sense, and also it soon ends. So yeah, Stone Age, motherfucker. And yeah, this is our destiny or not. And also, let's say that the world peace just don't come, and dangers have to destroy us. Then there is a high evidence, and also Simpsons family made this prophecy, and Simpsons family prophecies are crazy because they are real. They are so fucking real. I don't know how they telling the future exactly. I mean, I have theories about it, but they also just had an episode about this, that when this with this second coming of Christ, or let's say this world end comes, let's say it is apocalyptic, then those who just made really good for the society, and and also good people going to be saved. Okay, because yeah, they're going to be saved. I mean, it is more like they're going to be saved. Sorry, I'm just drinking. But the main thing is that we are already earned at the society the level of world peace, but world peace is not here yet. We earned it in 2012. I mean, a little bit before, but fully in 2012. And yeah, the gods just gave us time. And you can ask, what time? If you want to know this information, just look at the lots of presidents and people spans until 2034 December 31. Okay, that going to be the last day in our in our old world. This is the new prophecy, the new world, and they just gave time until that. And there is a plan. There is also a spiritual war. So yeah, like I said before, societies are groups. And yeah, this group, if you let a group just being trash, it just become trash. And after becoming trash, it just become dead. So you do not think that our society is always still on the same level, because no, it can be ruined. But so yeah, also we have 7 months left until the end game starting, the last 10 year. This is so exciting. And yeah, but if we want to make things, I mean, until 2029, it's going to be recognizable that where we are heading. And I think in 2029 there are going to be a lot of shit changing. And why I say this, because when coronavirus started, a lot of people just started to realize that their old life is sucks, and they really want meaning to life. And the average spiritual leveling up proceeds time is 9 years. So that means that in 2029, lots of people just wanting peace, because do not think that peace is so far away thing. For peace, we just have to hang in our mind level. This is the only thing we have to do as a society, because there are wars and wars again, because we are above a certain level. This is only the reason. But until we think that being so smart is a psychopathic trait, then do not expect anything. Do not accept anything else. Okay. So my recommendation is to you then that tell others about the justice, and also about that psychology lies to us. Psychology is being manipulated to keeping the people sheep and keeping them stupid. And the psychology is just, yeah, doing this. But with the trick that the half of the psychology is true. So you can just really expose it, okay? You cannot just really do this. I mean, if you would try, because lots of people would not try, because yeah, they other people just would think that these people are just mentally ill and crazy. And how can he say this that the psychology is not real? This is just so fucked up. But the reason that people just don't think about these things and don't make researches before they would even have an opinion about nothing. The main reason is their mind level is so low, and they always have about opinions about they know nothing. Motherfucker, do not have opinions about something you do not know. This is a virus implanted in our mind that we have opinions about things we know nothing about. This is an ENS, and you have to be conscious to just make this program don't running in your mind, because it just don't make sense, and this is an evil and stupid trait to having an opinion about something you don't know nothing about. You just think you are so smart enough to know something you don't fucking know. So yeah, this thing really interests me in a bad and angry way, because it just really makes me fucked up that this is really happening, that people really have opinions about they really don't know. And this is the main reason why I just cannot tell them things, because they already thinking that it is stupid and this just cannot be, but they don't do the researches. Do the fucking researches. I mean, do them. Not just looking at a page that is manipulated, okay? Do the real research. Not doing that research that listening what an unknown people telling you on the internet. Okay? Check reality. Make sure that you checked what happened, what is reality. Not that is not research when you read a page and you believe something to an unknown person on an out of a, or an unknown anything, anybody, any group. You have to check what is true and what is not. If you do the research, if you do it, then you know what I'm talking about. All are true. Maybe few percentage of them are a little bit different, one or two or three, but mostly what I'm talking to you is the reality. You cannot say that we cannot know it, because I cannot say another version of these realities to you, because there is only one, because this is just a reality check. I talked to you in the last 1 hour based on reality, and schools also made inspired from God's work, because we are in schools. And if you want to have a bad life, then you have a bad life. If you don't want, you won't have. Maybe this is what enlightenment is about, but the main thing is that before your life you decide what's going to happen to you. You are also the same person before your life. You was also the same person before this life, but in we no now you just really have a name. I mean, you just not the problem is not that you have a name, but that you are there as a so different thing than anything else, because you are the universe. And yeah, you was the fucking basically just only the fucking same person before your life, and before that you also was the same all time. You was the same and had the same face. Maybe in one or two life you was another gender. I don't know this that gender thing, because I had lots of theories about the genders and the way they are. I don't know. What I know that man is made for making strategies. I mean, let's say that I don't going to talk about this. Why? Because I don't really know that is it true or not. What I know that what a random spiritual man told in a video, but this is an experimental way, and I don't know that the reason of genders is an experimental thing, or a choose for this life or for afterlife. That person just thought that Gender is about what gender is used about the learning, but because women learning about emotions and men learning about the strategy and thought and thinking, yeah, planning. But I don't think that in the afterlives. I mean, I can believe that every body is genderless as a spirit, okay? But I think as a form of the spirit, we also have genders in the afterlife. But I don't know this. What I know, I told you now. These things are real, and yeah. Uh, if society would just realize these things, they will just don't pay any money to the oppressors running multinational companies. So they're just manipulating humanity in the background with tricks to their mind level being so low. Okay, this is what happening. They manipulating via media. Also the schools, also the parts of the media. Do not think that they are not the parts of the media, because they are. The media is where they manipulate. And I'm waiting the day when people finally realize that what I'm talking about is can understandable and recognizable with a simple research. I cannot giving you that absolute proofs. I mean I could give you, but yeah, these are just three things. If you do the research, you also realize what is going on. If you do the research lame way and letting yourself and believe to an unknown group or an unknown person that this is your job, making research is a reality check, okay? Checking reality. And yeah, these things I'm talking about are right. Every smart person knows about these things, by the way, but they don't tell average people because they don't want to be looked as fools, okay? Do not think that I just made these things. Almost all religion talks about this, and almost all the governments knows about these things. How is this even possible? And if we just look at the 1% of this society, the rich people have a good life. They have an ambitious, strong life, and they cannot be that easily controlled. So they are separated from us. They also know about these things. Those people have lots of money. They are not even spiritual people, but they know enough. Okay, this is about secret knowledge. Lots of people just wondering about, is there anything else outside called secret knowledge? I was like this from my childhood. I knew that they are these people around me keeping secret something, keeping secrets back from me, and I also knew that this makes me suck, and I also knew that this is bad for me, and I wondered that where is those knowledges, and also the secret knowledges. And yeah, it was just fun to realize that it was all the time next to me, there and there and there, but they didn't told me. And I also needed to be told, but they didn't told me. I just realized by myself later. And yeah, I'm just realized more things. And yeah, I just told you all. I mean the overall research meant produce. I just told you in my whole way. I mean in the last 1 hour. This Pepsi's taste is better. So yeah, I know that some of you also had seen that something is not right, right? There is a secret knowledge. And yeah, this is that conspiracy bullshit, okay? And yeah, you also see that in cartoons, movies, games, music videos, they would just see symbols, signs, like they would speak to you, like they would just want to rapidly SOS, just telling you something. And all of those things related to one thing, that what is going on in reality. And you don't have to be religious for this or brainwashed. You just have to be smart and doing the research. If you're really doing the research, you know that what I'm talking about is true, because nothing else can be true. Only this, okay? This not means I am so smart. I have to be more smarter to invent a portal or a time machine, because it needs lexical knowledge, okay? But we now need logical knowledge, okay? If you have brain, you can think about this and you can do the research. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be so fucking smart. Only one thing, you have to do the research. You can call me a fool or something like that, but what I'm doing right now is a normal thing we have to do. Just talking about the reality. People just wondering that and telling me and making me feel bad that why you talk about these things? These are bullshits. This is not your job. Then okay. Then whose job is it? I mean, whose job is it? Tell me, please. Whose job to save us? Whose job to talk about things if not us? And these stupid people still telling this with 3 wars happening next to our fucking face, because there is a war next to my fucking country, okay? And I live in this country, and in my country people telling me that why I'm talking about these things. Like they are just fucking sitting next to a random war. And I know this war next to me is not really a war at all, but a conflict. But it just don't make sense to me. They fearing coronavirus. They fearing coronavirus because they thought to be. But they don't care about the possible outcome of a World War III. But it already happening. We just don't know that what is the how it's going to be like. But also it seems like that world wars anymore cannot be happened, because all of nations are fearing. Why I'm saying this, because Iran just attacked Israel. From the moment that they just did this, it would be logical to have a world war. But wherever I look, there is no world war. Then I don't know where is it. So yeah, it just seems like that world war just cannot happen. I mean, if I know well, Iran already stopped to attack. But yeah, maybe they just trolled or something like that. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. What I know is that we are doomed. But this is the end of the world right now. Now we soon stepping to the end game, the last 10 years. But I think until 2029, that's what's going to be happen or not. And also in my country, that's what's going to happen in this year. I don't know why it is just happening. I mean, I can know why, because Tybra just hit me a message. You know what we're just planning to do is a Tybra interview. Maybe okay, Tybra interview is just going to happen in the next show, but it's going to be happen soon. So yeah, this is a crazy radio show, right? And yeah, I talked about the things. If you want to me explain the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, the seventh dimension, the eighth dimension, the ninth dimension, and the 10th dimension, I just cannot do this because I don't fucking understand them. And yeah, I don't really even fully understand fourth dimension. I only understand really the last dimension. I don't know why, maybe because the simplicity of it, because it has to be simple. And a lot of things have to simple. Do not think you are crazy when you are planning big things happening easy. Because if you want to go to McDonald's, where you go? The farther one or the closer one to you? So yeah, The simplest and the easiest ways are the best ones also, because why would you make your thing complicated? Because it's just unsatisfying to your mind and your work also, and it just don't make sense even at all. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was a crazy one of the radio shows. I just told you that what's going on. You don't have to do nothing with it, only doing the research. But if you do the research like believing to a random person, then it is your job. This is not research. This is just stupidness. And also, do not believe a profession or a scientist, because oftentimes they just accept you to believe anything blindly because they are smarter to you. They are not smarter to you, okay? But the main thing is that you don't have to believe something because someone has told you. With this society like this, it is just easily can manipulatable, you okay? The main thing we are just manipulatable is because we are stupid. Because we are kept to be stupid. And it is when we talk about these things and trying to make our society and humanity in a better way, it is not about to fight. It is not about something referred to bravery. Man, this is our home, and I mean, I have the information on these fucking world wars and problems and conflict just going to happen. Just look at World War Two. What the fuck is going on there in World War Two? What just happened? A system like this can make and also make this is the law. Society is like this, and just making people like this. Hitler was. Oops, I said Hitler's name. I don't want my CONZOL FM radio show to be blocked. But yeah, these were really interesting thing we talked about. And yeah, this radio show is over. Please subscribe and follow and tell others about the radio show. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet the next time.